Hey YouTube, this is Chris, Jazz Sequence on the Internet, and this is day 21 of the RPM challenge. I'm doing the RPM video challenge, and today's video challenge prompt is, if you were going to write a soundtrack to a work of fiction, what would it be? I've tried this before. I think I've talked about it on these videos that I wrote a soundtrack to Girl with a Dragon Tattoo. So I'm more or less familiar with what would be involved, at least in theory. I wasn't working with anyone. I was only doing it for myself. So actually doing a real soundtrack would probably be a little bit different because you'd be working with a director and producers or whatever. But I think that I would like to write a soundtrack to like a TV show, one that exists, one that doesn't exist. I don't know. There's a lot of really interesting stuff that's happening in television soundtracks. I've mentioned this as well before, that I'm a big fan of Raman Djawadi, who does soundtrack for Westworld, among other things. And I'm a big fan of Bear McCreary, who's done Battlestar Galactica and Outlander and the Sea, a series on Apple TV. And a lot of the stuff that they do just is enjoyable to listen to, outside the context of the shows that they are for, but they're also they really bring something to the shows. And I don't know who does the soundtrack, but the soundtrack for Handmaid's Tale is really good as well. Because, and I think a TV show, because there's so much of a range of, a movie's 2.5, 3 hours long, and it's pretty condensed. It's consolidated. It's going to be one particular thing, by and large. Whereas a series, a television series, is going to have ups and downs. It's going to have a range of things to explore, and that's something that I find interesting, and something that would be a cool challenge. So I don't have anything in particular that I'd want to necessarily write a soundtrack for that I can think of, but some sort of a TV show sounds like be a cool thing. Let me know what you think about writing soundtracks for fiction, and like and subscribe and do all those stupid things. Yep, bye.